Hey everyone, Annika here from Annika's DIY Life, and today we're gonna take care of this spaghetti of cords that has been driving me crazy. I had a few scrap pieces of oak plywood that I had left over from my kitchen shelves, so I decided to put them to work. I just needed a couple of small rectangular pieces. To match these, I used half-inch oak boards to build the sides of the box. Now, the size of this box really depends on your needs and the number of devices you want to charge. But as always, you can find a link to the complete detailed plans in the description below. I wanted this to be a really quick project, so I decided to use hot glue to hold boards together while I nailed them. Hot glue is a great way to keep things aligned and in place and works really well for projects that won't need a lot of strong holding power and will not undergo a lot of stress. And this box is not really going to have a lot of stress on it. The heaviest thing that it has to support is an iPad. Now, some of the nails did not go all the way through, so I used a hammer to tap them in. Now, if you're concerned about the strength of the box, you can totally use wood glue and some screws. In fact, finished screws would be great candidates for this application. But honestly, I think it is strong enough as it is. Next, I cut up some small pieces of a square wooden dowel and hot glued them to the insides of the box. Now, this is going to be the support for the top lid. Now, let's work on that top lid. I wanted to embed a wireless charger into the lid, so I marked exactly where I wanted it to be. And then I made a starter hole for the router bit using a Forstner bit. It's not really a hole, it leaves about 1/8 of an inch material behind. And then I set up the router with a straight bit and started to route out the space for the wireless charger. Now, this is a job that requires a lot of patience. But I kept at it. I had a bunch of setbacks in between where I realized that my bit was slowly slipping down. So I was actually progressively making the hole deeper. And I had to adjust for that a few times. You have to pay close attention to the direction of the router bit as well. But overall, it turned out fine. And once I had that first pass of the router complete, I visually set up the router bit so that I could clean up any uneven areas inside the compartment. At this point, I realized that I actually needed to add another little channel for the connector to sit into. So I marked that and went ahead and made a little groove using the router. And the wireless charger fit in there perfectly along with the cord. I was so anxious to see if this was going to work that I didn't even clean the sawdust. I just decided to go ahead and test it out. And the first attempt was rather unsuccessful. Obviously, because I had forgotten to plug in the charger. So I fixed that and then I went ahead and tried to get my phone to start charging with the wireless charger. Unfortunately, it's really hard to figure out exactly where the phone needs to be placed to detect it. After about 5 minutes of playing with it, I finally got it to work. So I actually marked exactly where that sweet spot was. Now with that out of the way, I can go ahead and attach the device supports to the top side. These are again 1/2-inch boards and I attached them using hot glue again. Honestly, I was planning on going back and adding nails from the bottom, but I found that the joint was pretty strong. In the future, if I feel like there is a need, I can always add those nails. Now to finish it off, I applied edge banding to cover all the raw plywood edges for the top. Now this is definitely something that I should have done before I started attaching the device supports or even adding the wireless charger. It would have definitely made life a lot easier. Now on the side of the boxes, I decided to make 3 holes to pull the cords out. I did make one of those holes larger with a 1-inch Forstner bit and the others with a 3/4 inch Forstner bit. Finally, I stained it, attached a power strip on the inside, and attach the wireless charger with hot glue. You want to be careful to put hot glue only on the edges because you don't want to add any extra layers between the wireless charger and your device. And that's it. I plugged it all in and now I have a device charging station with a wireless charger and zero mess of cords on my countertop. It is a super easy and quick project. It took me about 2.5 hours, and most of that time was actually spent with the router. It is so totally worth it because now I don't have to hunt for the right connector, the right cord. They are all neatly arranged. In fact, I can also store extra cords inside that box. Once again, I have the full detailed plans to build this device charging station on my website, and the link to that is in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this project. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.